Hola, clase. Ok, hoy vamos a repasar los complementos directos e indirectos y los dos juntos. So we're going to review direct objects and direct object pronouns, indirect objects and indirect object pronouns, and put them all together. So make sure you have your note sheet out. Direct objects, what question do they answer? What or whom? So write that down on the line next to direct objects. When you read the subject and the verb, after that, the direct object is the what or the whom in the sentence. Direct object pronouns, me, te, lo, la, nos, os, los, las. So write down the direct objects in pronouns in English on your sheets. Again, you're going to want to pause this. And then we have some examples. Yo veo a los estudiantes. So I see the students. So we're going to replace the students with the direct object pronoun, just to review. So when you're reading this, it's yo veo, which is I see, right? After you read the subject and the verb, it's I see what. There's not a what here. Whom do I see? A los estudiantes. So a los estudiantes is the direct object. Instead of saying I see the students, you want to use a pronoun, and you want to say them. So the direct object pronoun is los, and then you would rewrite it and put it in front. Yo los veo. I see them. Okay? So write down this on your sheets. Write the yo los veo and I see them. The next one, ella compra los pasaportes. So again, I have it highlighted what it is, but you read it, she buys. What does she buy? Los pasaportes. And so you want to say she buys them. So them would be los. Okay? And then you're going to rewrite it, and then los is going to come in front of comprar. So it's ella los compra, she buys them. So write that down. So the next thing we're going to do is go to indirect object pronouns. Indirect object pronouns, or to find the indirect object, you ask the question to whom or for whom. Write that down. So indirect objects have to be a person. Direct objects, most of the time, are the thing. Sometimes can be a person. So the indirect object pronouns are me, te, le, nos, os, les. So make sure that you write down the English for all of these. The only difference between indirect and direct is the third person. Direct is lo, la, or los, las, and indirect is le and les. And if you also notice as well, direct is me, you, us, them, etc. This is to me or for me. So that's a difference. You're going to want to pause this if you haven't written everything down yet, and then go on to the next when you're finished. Un ejemplo. Ella le escribió a Juan. She wrote to Juan. Write the le and the Juan in the blanks. It's important, if you have an indirect object, you also need the pronoun in the sentence. It's just a grammar rule. If you have a Juan in the sentence, even though you know who you're talking about, you also have to have the le in there. Or you could just have ella le escribió, she wrote to him. But if you actually have the indirect object, a Juan, a Julia, you also have to have the le in there as well. So, she wrote to Juan, she wrote to him. Now we're going to talk about putting both of them together, double object pronouns. Now the thing you need to remember is people are more important than things in everything. Fill that in on your sheets. So if you think people are more important than things, then the person comes first and then the thing. So let's say we have a sentence where it's she gives it to him. Which one comes first? People. The person comes first. We're going to do some examples. So here is the formula. You would put the subject, the indirect object, pronoun, the direct object, pronoun, and then the conjugated verb. So you have the person here, and then the thing. That's why I said people are more important than things. You're going to break down this example. It's ella me lo da. She gives it to me. So the me is the person, okay? The me is the person, and the lo is the thing. Actually, I have an arrow there already. So the me is the IOP, and the lo is the DOP. So sometimes you'll have both of it in there. She gives it to me. So write that example down. Another example would be if you want to attach it to an unconjugated verb. You would have the subject, conjugated verb, unconjugated verb, IOP, DOP. So again, you would have the person and then the thing. It's the same order. It's just if you want to attach it to an unconjugated verb. Write down this example. Yo quiero dártelo. I want to give it to you. Okay, so you would have the te is the person, and then the lo is the thing. So it's the same order. It's just if you have two verbs next to each other and the second one isn't conjugated, then you can attach them. Or you can just put them in front. Te lo quiero dar. It does not matter either way. You just have to remember people are more important than things. If you do attach two pronouns, you have to have an accent mark over the AR, ER, IR. Make sure you write that down on your sheet. So, for example, if you look at da right there, you attach two pronouns, you have to have an accent mark over the A. Okay, we're going to move on. There's only one more thing. This will help you. Remember, you can't lay low in Mexico. You can't lay low in Mexico. So write down lay low on your sheets. What exactly does that mean? You can't have two L's together. For example, if you have lay and low or lace and los, anything with an indirect and a direct together, the lay or the lace turns to a say. So it would be say low or say los or say las, etc. It cannot be lay low, lay las. It just sounds funny. So that the first L changes to a say. Okay, vamos a practicarlo. So we're going to practice these now. You're going to replace the direct and the indirect objects with their pronouns and then write what it means in English. So let's do the first one together, and then I'm going to have you do the rest of them on your own. So it helps a lot when you figure out what everything is. For example, ella is the subject. Da is the verb. So then you're reading it. She gives, let's find the direct object. She gives what? She gives la tarjeta de embarque. So that's the direct object. Okay? She gives la tarjeta de embarque to whom? To Josefina y a mí. That's the indirect. So let's say in this sentence that it's a little too wordy. Instead of saying she gives the boarding ticket to Josefina and I, you want to say she gives it to us. So the easiest thing to do is figure out what the pronouns are about. The pronoun is la. And then Josefina y a mí. This one's a little bit more difficult. It's on the plural side and you're including yourself, so this is nos. Right here, nos. So now you have to remember the order. You would have the subject, and then you would, if you look back onto your notes, people are more important than things. So you would put the person first, ella, nos, then things, la, da. And that Josefina is part of the indirect object. So ella nos la da. She, and how do you read this? She gives it to us. It's all backwards from English. Okay, so for the rest of them, what I would like you to do is I would like you to figure out first for 2, 3, and 4 on your sheets of paper, figure out what the subject is, what the verb is, what the direct object is, what the indirect object is, just like I did in the first one. Then write the pronouns above them, then rewrite it. Subject, person, thing, verb. Okay? And then come on, so you're going to pause this, You're going to do that, and you're going to check it. I would suggest you write in pencil. I write in pencil all the time because I'm always erasing. Okay, buena suerte. Now that you're back, what I'm going to do is I am going to, before I show the answers for all of these, I'm going to underline the direct object, all of them, and the indirect object. Give you the pronouns for them. A ustedes would be les. Los boletos would be los. Okay. And then we have indirect right here, which would be me. Los correos electrónicos would be los. This is the direct. Okay, number 4, you read what? You read the book. This is direct object, which is lo. To whom do you read? Marta y Maria. This is the indirect, which would be les, no? So, that's les. Lo siento. This pen is not the best. Okay. So let's see what the answers are. Then you're gonna put it together. You're gonna put the subject. Then you're gonna do the person, which is les, los, vendemos. No? Okay, wait. That looks weird. There's 2 L's together. So it has to be nosotros se los vendemos. Did you do that one right? Did you change it to a se? Give us a pen in the back if you did. If not, just remember 2 L's together. Okay, the next one, ellos. And then people, things, escriben. Okay? And then I'll go through the English as well. To, les, lo, le. Okay, that really looks funky with all the L's, right? You can't luego in Mexico, so it's tu se lo les. Ooh, Dios mío. I didn't put the S on there. Sorry about that. Okay, so if you got the translations correct, not the translations, I'm sorry, you replace the pronouns, and I'm going to tell you what they mean in English. Number 2, and make sure you have these written down. Number 2 means we sell them to you. We sell them to you. Number 3, they write them to me. Or you could say they write me, them as well. Number 4, you read it to them. Or you could say you read them it as well. Okay? So write down any questions that you have. If there's one of these you still don't understand after I went through it, let's go through it in class. But please make sure you write any questions that you have, something you don't understand, so I can explain more. And then, of course, as we always do, we're going to do more practice in class. Okay? So have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.